Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, fellow panelists. A pleasant good evening to the viewing and listening audience. I am truly grateful for the invitation to this forum once again, where the citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis are afforded the opportunity to participate in the budget process. Indeed, an effective budgetary process is one which takes the contributions, views, and opinions of all stakeholders, weighs and considers them, and transforms them into a set of proposals for action for the betterment of our nation. The budget process allows the government to set its fiscal objectives in respect of revenue, expenditure, debt repayment, and investment. It allows the government to maintain effective fiscal control and plan for the coming year and beyond. The budget process allows the government to allocate available resources consistent with its own strategic objectives and priorities, to fulfill the legislative requirements for the budget, and to seek authority from Parliament for spending. The national budget is therefore the central policy document of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, outlining how it will prioritize and achieve its annual and multi-annual objectives. It aims to turn plans and aspirations into reality. But more than this, the budget is a contract between citizens and the state, showing how resources are raised and allocated and for the delivery of public services. The budget cycle is a continuous process of events and activities occurring during the entire financial year, and which are designed to achieve effective and efficient planning for and implementation and monitoring of the national budget. The budget cycle consists of a number of phases. The budget formulation phase, which involves the participation of all ministries and departments, where strategic planning and the which culminates with the estimates committee's meetings. Budget approval, which brings gives Parliament the opportunity to review, debate, and enact into law the Appropriation Act. The budget cycle also includes budget execution, and this is a very critical part of the budget, where approval of the general warrant by the Minister of Finance give the authority to the Accountant General to execute spending out of the consolidated fund. It also provides, through that particular execution stage, the opportunity for the Accountant General Department to update in its financial management system the newly approved budget. Budget oversight is also an important element in the budget cycle, where the public accounts that are prepared in the Office of the Accountant General are brought to the Office of the Director of Audit for auditing. The annual budget exercise is led by the Ministry of Finance under the leadership of the Financial Secretary with the guidance of the Minister of Finance. However, the Accountant General plays a critical role and indeed a pivotal role in the budget process, from formulation as a member of the Estimates Committee to budget execution as the primary officer authorized by the Minister of Finance to to undertake any spending from the consolidated fund. The Accountant General Department, through its Systems and Network Management Unit, is responsible for the management of the government's integrated financial management information system. This is the primary platform used by the government for transacting financial activities with its stakeholders. Indeed, the Accountant General Department, through its Internal Audit Unit, plays a lead role in the continuous monitoring of the execution and implementation of budget initiatives, both on the recurrent expenditure side and on the capital expenditure side. Indeed, the cash management and payroll units ensure that the government of St. Kitts and Nevis continues to fulfill its financial obligations on a timely basis to its employees, pensioners, service providers, and holders of government investment instruments, such as Treasury bills, Saving Bank, and National Savings Scheme. In relation to budget oversight, the Accountant General Department, Ministry of Finance, through its Accounting and Reporting Unit, is responsible for the preparation of the public accounts. The public accounts of St. Kitts and Nevis must be completed and submitted to the Office of the Director of Audit by the 30th of June annually, And without failure, we have been meeting that particular requirement as is required by our laws. The 2021 budget under the theme Fortitude During Pandemic, Resilience, Recovery and Transformation laid the foundation for the road to recovery. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis focused substantial effort and resources in supporting the vulnerable and protecting lives and livelihoods and jobs through multiple stimulus programs. These programs included the Poverty Alleviation Program, the Income Support Program, the Disability Support Program, and the Fuel Support Program. The Accountant General Department of the Ministry of Finance provided active support in the delivery of all of these programs. However, as we look forward, the 2022 budget is therefore a critical planning tool for the recovery of St. Kitts and Nevis. That is why the participation of all our stakeholders are so critical. Indeed, this upcoming budget represents not only our plans for the Federation's recovery, but our plans for the future. That plan must include tackling the challenges we currently face. Keeping our people safe and well as we manage a global pandemic, as well as providing the framework or blueprint to rebuild our economy stronger after this massive global shock. The Accountant General Department would have participated in the process relating to the STEP Regularization and Pension Reform Initiative of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And indeed, the government has given a commitment that it would want to move forward with this process. I'm pleased to report that the committee would have completed, with the support and guidance of the steering team and the guidance of the Honorable Prime Minister. And the report is now completed, and we will shortly be making a presentation to the Cabinet. And hopefully, within the short distance, in the short term, we'll be hearing much more about this. But it's an important initiative because it will provide stability to a number of persons who have been employed in the public service for a very long time, especially our GAEs, government auxiliary workers. And the government would have passed legislation to ensure that these persons are afforded the same level of protection as our monthly paid employees. Indeed, those persons who are on the STEP program would also be happy to note that our work would have included that particular program and government's plan to regularize persons on the STEP program. So I will end here now, but would want to thank you for listening and be available to answer any questions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bradshaw. We're now